10 years old, yeah, I was out to eat with my aunt and my uncle, and I was watching him drink, and he saw I was watching him drink, he asked me if I wanted a sip, and I said, hell yeah, and he gave it to me, and I drank as fast as I could, and I didn't get drunk, but I felt the sense of ease and comfort come over my body. That was a direct relation to drinking the alcohol, you know, and I like to describe it like I was drowning my whole life, and I finally came up for a breath of fresh air, you know. I was just finally just like I'm okay, you know. And I went to my friend's house that weekend, and I told them how awesome alcohol was, and how they had to try it. So when the parents would go to sleep, we'd go in the liquor cabinets, you know, and we would drink, and that's how it was. And my friends had older siblings. I had an older sibling, and you know, we would take from them. Some of them would give to us, and we just drank here and there. But you know, and then it progressed. When I was in middle school, I started smoking weed on a daily basis, and then when I was in 9th grade, I broke my hand, and I had pins in my hand. I think it was 9th grade, and I was prescribed Vicodin for my first time, and I didn't really know what it was, but the doctor told me if your hand hurts, take 2 and your hand won't hurt anymore. And my hand hurt, and I took 2, and then I took another because I don't really like listening to directions. And then I smoked weed after school, and it was the highest I'd ever been at that point. And at that point, I said, "This is how I want to feel," you know. And this is the way that I thought that I was searching to feel, you know. And you know, my disease progressed and my addiction progressed, and by the time I graduated high school, and I was already physically addicted to the pills, but I had no idea because I never tried to stop, you know. And then it got to the point where my tolerance got too high for those, and I was taking too many a day, so I decided I was going to start using Oxy, and then I started using Oxy, and then like right away, it just got worse and worse and worse really quick, you know. And like the amount I started taking became a lot more, and you know, it was for years. I used Oxy from 2008 to 2012, and in 2012 I started using heroin, and it was just the financial and economic answer to all my problems, you know. And it was so much cheaper for me, and it was so much more available, and it just it was all over the place, and it was just so much easier for me to say yes to that. And once I picked up that, there was no turning back, and there was nothing else that would satisfy my craving, you know. And you know, I would even use Oxy, and then I was high, but I wasn't satisfied mentally with my high, and I knew I had to use heroin if I wanted to feel satisfied, and then I was just stuck in it. And it was for about a year, maybe a little over a year of using heroin, and that's when I hit my emotional bottom. And but I've been through a lot. I went through a lot of stuff, and that was from in 9th grade. It was probably 2003, you know, and from 2003 to 2012, I was using opiates on a daily basis, you know, and nobody knew for a very long time, you know. And I was being prescribed by a doctor. The doctor said, "This is what I'm supposed to do, so this is what I'm going to do." But no one knew that I was seeing four doctors, you know, and I was getting prescriptions from everybody. And you know, you can't do that anymore. And they stopped the doctor shopping. But like that's just where it was for me. So for me, and I remember the very first pills I ever took was in a medicine cabinet, and it was just readily available for me. So it's very important to make sure that, especially if you don't have any need for the medication, get rid of it. Do not keep it in your medicine cabinets. Flush it down the toilet or something. I don't know. You know, just get rid of it. Get it out of the house. And because kids are curious, and the way I knew if it was a pill I wanted to try is if the label said may cause drowsiness, you know, and that was it. I didn't know names, I didn't know anything. I just looked at that label, and if it said that, I took it. And that's just how I was, and that's just what got me started. And I didn't know that smoking weed and drinking 40s in the middle school, like cubbies, was going to lead down the line to, that's what we used to call it in the schoolyard. That was going to lead down the line to me shooting heroin. I had no idea, you know, but that's not the path that everybody goes down, but that is the path I went down, and I've seen a lot of other people go down. And unfortunately, like you heard tonight, some people's rock bottom is death, you know, and that's just where it takes you. So jails, institutions, and death, that's just where it goes. So there's no other option.